Okay, this is number 2 of our 10 most missed problems for chapters 3 and 4. The first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to multiply both sides by our LCD. So for this one, our LCD is going to be 3x plus 4 times x minus 1. So we are going to multiply everything times these two. And of course, when we multiply this, this is all over 1. So we are going to have 3 over 3x plus 4, and we are going to multiply that times 3x plus 4 times x minus 1 all over 1. We're going to multiply that again times 2 over x minus 1 times 3x plus 4 times x minus 1 over 1. And the last thing we're going to do is we have 2 over 1 times 3x plus 4 times x minus 1. Okay? And once we do this, we can start canceling out. So if it's in the numerator and the denominator, we are going to cancel that out. So now we've got our 3, and that's going to be multiplied times x minus 1, and we will have to distribute that in just a second. Then our x minus 1 in our second term cancels out. So we have 2 times 3x plus 4, and again we will be distributing that. And then our last one is 2 times 3x plus 4 times x minus 1. And we will have to FOIL that. There's a little bit more going on over there on that right-hand side. So let's start again. So we have 3x minus 3 plus 6x plus 8. And I've just distributed there. And here I'm going to keep that 2 on the outside, and I am going to FOIL 3x plus 4 and x minus 1. So we have 3x squared minus 3x plus 4x, and then we're going to have 4 times negative 1, so it's going to leave us with negative 4. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and combine some like terms. So there I have 3x and 6x that can be combined for 9x. Then I have negative 3 and positive 8, and that's going to leave me with 5. Okay, I'm not going to distribute on the right-hand side yet because I've got some terms that need to be combined first. So I have 3x squared plus 1x. So that negative 3x and positive 4x combines and gives me 1x. And then I'm left with negative 4. So now I'm going to go ahead and distribute that too. So I have 9x plus 5 equals 6x squared plus 2x minus 8. So at this point we have a quadratic because it's raised to the second power. So in order to solve a quadratic, I need to set it equal to 0. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to subtract 9x and I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So I'm going to end up with 0 on my left side, and I'm going to have 6x squared minus 7x, and I get that 7x from subtracting 9x from both sides. Then I am also going to subtract 5 from both sides, and that's going to end up with negative 13. So again, for me to be able to simplify this and factor it. Factor it is actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my 6 and my negative 13, and that is going to give me my product, because I need to factor this. So my product is going to be negative 78, and I get negative 78 from multiplying the 6 and the negative 13. So my product again is negative 78. My sum is going to be that middle term that's associated with b, and I get negative 7. So there's my sum and my product. So now I need two numbers that I multiply together to give me negative 78, and I add them together and they give me negative 7. And when I do that, the two numbers that I get are negative 13 and positive 6. Those are my two numbers. So positive 6 times negative 13 multiplied together give me negative 78. Negative 13 and 6 added together give me negative 7. So here I have 0 equals 6x squared plus 6x minus 13x minus 13. Okay, so I factor a 6x out of my first two terms. So I'm left with x plus 1. Then I factor a negative 13 out of my next two terms, and I am left with x plus 1. So the factored form is 6x minus 13 times x plus 1. And those are my factors. And we know that when we have factors, we have solutions. So here, the x plus 1, my solution would be negative 1. And for this 6x minus 13, I set that equal to 0 and solve for x, and I would get positive 13 over 6. So my answer here is negative 1 and positive 13 over 6.